Yeah. Hello there, I'm Big Alias. I'm trying to do an intro that conveys both warmth and oh hey, he's actually really pissed off and he's about to go off and get really annoyed about stuff. But the stuff doesn't matter because it's actually not important and it's just entertainment stuff. And it's actually in a series that people don't even like anyway. So he's going to talk about it and sound impassioned and I don't care, but he's going to do it anyway. It's a bit of a long thing to try to convey just with the tone of voice, but I think I could do. I think I'm capable of that, and maybe I did. Maybe I am fully capable of that. But I want to talk about Call of Duty, and I want to talk about Infinite Warfare because I just so all day I've been. This post is being circulated and reposted. Actually, I think there's a couple of posts, and they're both about the fact that hey, at the time of recording this, Infinite Warfare is 7 years old. And now this could be 7 years old and a month old, or 7 years old and 2 weeks old. I don't know, because I don't know when I'm going to post this video, but it's still fucking annoying because it keeps getting quote tweeted and replied to with things like, oh, you guys were so... This game is so overhated, man. It's a great game. Infinite Warfare it was the GOAT, but you guys... You had to hate it, didn't you? You had to, it just annoys me. The internet really annoys me sometimes. Really? Okay. Yeah, you thought that, did you? Yeah? Where were you when the game came out, bro? What were you doing? Where was this opinion when the game came out? Because apparently you all love it. Because that tweet has 20,000 likes. It's almost as if you're just feeling a bit nostalgic, in fact, very nostalgic, and you are have this image, this illusion of a game that existed, or a time that existed for you that doesn't exist now and wouldn't exist now. What scares me about this, and I've said this before, is that unfortunately, I'm worried that the publishers are going to take this on board and make another Jetpack game. Don't do that. Don't ever make another Jetpack Call of Duty game because it was the worst era. But it got me thinking about this nostalgia that people have and how weird it is and how weird the catering to it has become. Currently, while this is happening, people are screaming for Verdansk to come back, which was the first Warzone map, and it's only 3 years old, but people are somehow nostalgic for it. I keep seeing posts about how great Black Ops 3 was, but also at the same time, they just brought back the original Fallout, the original Fall Out Boy album on Fortnite. They released the original Fortnite map for people to play on. And it's going nuts, people are going absolutely crazy for it. And I have to tell you this, right? I'm going to say this now. I'm probably going to say it again in the future, and then again, and again, and then I'm going to say it in my retirement home. I'm going to say, Ethel, do you know how annoying this is? And she'll say, this isn't a retirement home. You're at Co-op. I'm going to say this now. Other people's nostalgia that you don't feel is so fucking annoying. It is so annoying watching other people validate themselves through their nostalgia when you didn't experience it, particularly, and I really need to hit this nail on the head, when it turns you into a revisionist, when it makes you a revisionist. That is so fucking annoying to us people who didn't experience your nostalgia. It is so annoying. My nostalgia cut-off point, and I think most people have it, as a 29-year-old, my nostalgia cut-off point, I would say, is around about 2014, and that's being generous. I think that's around about the cut-off point, and it peaked between sort of 2007 and 2011, around about that period. And when I see people say stuff like, oh, Batman vs Superman was actually a fantastic film. I watched it when I was a kid and it was awesome. Or I watched this or I did this when I was a kid and it's actually great. This thing that no one liked, that people universally hate, it's actually great. I played it when I was a teen, or I watched it, or I listened to it when I was a 14-year-old, and it was actually awesome. Okay, dude, that's you. That's not everyone. That's not the piece. That's not how it was. And of course, I've said this time and time again, the biggest thing of this, I'm so angry I can't even think of the word, I can't even word, is Halo 4, which everybody universally hated when it came out, and now people love it because they were kids when it came out, and I remember playing this when I was a kid. I'm going to pitch this, okay, as a final reminder at the end of this commentary. In terms of considering how good something is, a lot of people like to point to hindsight and say that it's very important. I believe the complete opposite. I think hindsight only damages people's opinions of things, and I think it's ridiculous that we don't all feel this way, because when it came out, that's when you have raw objective opinions, or when you're looking at something for what it is and what it encompasses. When you're older, you attach all of these memories that are personal to you and just you, and you assume that that was the experience for everyone. If you were 12 when Destiny 2 came out, and you remember eating Doritos and drinking Mountain Dew and you know, talking to your friends and doing raids and whatever, that doesn't mean that the game is great. That means you had a great time with it. And that's fine. If you want to talk about that, awesome. Although I do think people talk about that a little too much on the internet. But if you want to, go for it. Go off, king. Or queen. Or they them. But go for it. Have a great time. But please, do not be revisionist, because it's so annoying to the rest of us. To the people who haven't experienced your nostalgia, we don't give a shit. We don't feel the same way. You just sound delusional. I'm really sorry. And I'm sure I do the same. But it can be very annoying. Anyway, on that angry note, I'll see everyone later. I'm going to go and join a biker gang.